What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Party Chat. I'm Matt, that's Ash, that's Dan. Couldn't remember who I did first.
You just got there.
I was like, who do I do first? So I'm with you. Alphabetical, safe. So, let's jump straight into what Party Chat is. Party Chat is a weekly show that the three of us do every Wednesday, where we get together for about 10-15 minutes just to talk about a particular video game topic. It can be anything from lists to memories, opinions, etc.
Yep.
So this week we are on December the 2nd, and that date may or may not mean something to you. To you both, I know it means nothing.
It means nothing, yes.
But to me, it means it's been 10 years to the day since the launch of the Xbox 360. So what better way to celebrate its anniversary than by talking about it? Now, that did raise a slight issue because there's three of us, but there's only one of us here that was wise enough to purchase a 360. And that was me, obviously. So what we figured is we would do it like a mini interview where the two of you just asked me 10 questions for the 10 years in 10 minutes.
Correct.
So, who's going first?
I'll go first, okay? We'll start the clock. Right, when did you get yours?
Alright, so I obviously got mine on launch day, the very first day.
Obviously.
I was working at Woolworths at the time, full time by now, because when I came out of school I went 1 year, and it was we exploited it. We exploited the hell out of it because these consoles were coming out in December. Obviously everyone wanted them. There was a massive shortfall. I think the Guernsey store got 8.
Wow.
And all of them were sold to staff.
Wow.
Now, there were two types of consoles that came out, you may remember. There was a Pro console and then like a standard one. The difference was one of them came with a bbigger hard drive and it came with like a chrome disc tray. There was only one of those, which my friend Chris got.
Yeah.
So, because he was the only one to pre-order it. He pre-ordered it and then they stopped pre-orders because we weren't going to get any.
Wow.
So yeah, I got mine on launch day. Very lucky that, and that was also the same day I bought my first HD TV for that very reason.
For that reason.
So yeah.
Okay. Well,
Next.
obviously you didn't just buy the console on launch day, I would hope. Otherwise, you just had a bit of hardware sitting around. So, what was the first game that you got with it?
Well, I got 3 games with it, but the very first one I put in to play was FIFA Road to the World Cup 2006 or Road to World Cup, whatever it was. It was FIFA 2006, basically. Anyway, and I remember, I don't know if it was partially the HD TV or the console or both, but I remember thinking that it looked amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure it did in comparison
And it was soon.
And now, if you were to look back at it, you'd think, God.
Yeah, well, this week I'm going to be doing a Let's Play on Friday of Xbox 360 Celebrate It. I haven't decided whether to do the first game or just my favourite game. I don't even know if I've got that FIFA 2006 anymore. But yeah, that was my first game. I swiftly moved on to Perfect Dark as well. But the less said about that, really, the better.
So, speaking of favourite games, what was your favourite game for the 360?
Favourite game? Now, there was a lot of great games on the console. It was arguably the best console in history. Arguably. I'm sure it would be a very hard argument with you two in the room.
It would. I love the Xbox One, but yeah, I didn't have 360 to compare.
But I think you'll help agree with me on my favourite game. It wasn't an Xbox exclusive. It was Red Dead Redemption. Which
was a very good game.
It was just so good. Like, for example, GTA 4 I didn't play on my 360 because I did have a PS3 and I associated certain series with the PS3 because I didn't get them. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption was pretty special game. I think I've got to say there was a lot of other really good games, but that's my fondest memory.
I think we all loved Red Dead.
Although South Park is right up there, but that was right at the end, so yeah.
Okay. Well, what game is the one that you regret the most buying? As in it either didn't meet expectations or it was just completely broken? So basically, what was the worst gaming experience you had?
The worst game. Now, luckily, we were kind of, obviously by 2006 onwards, we were kind of in a firstly, I was an adult, so I had to buy my own games. So, I was a bit... so you know when you're a kid, you just buy anything, you just get your parents to buy you anything, so I didn't really care. But obviously with this one, I was like, I need to make sure I do my research. We had the internet.
Yeah.
So luckily, I didn't buy too many bad games. But one thing I did buy was Sonic 4 Episode 1, which was supposed to be the big reboot of Sonic, and it was a downloadable thing. And you don't understand how, but it was worse than the Sonic games from the Mega Drive.
Wow.
Like, it handled weird. I don't know. It just didn't feel bad. So it wasn't necessarily a terrible game, but it was one I really regretted buying, mainly just because it just didn't help remind me of Sonic.
I was going to say that it basically tarnished your
previous
my
memories.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably right up there.
Next question. A game you missed. Were there any games that you missed that you thought, should have got
that? Generally, no. Because, well, you know me. I'm very similar to you. If I want something, I just buy it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Dan's obviously methodical and sensible. So there's probably certain where he's like, I have this many hours, so I'm going to buy games to fit those hours. Like a sensible man. So I didn't really miss many. But one thing I did miss, which might come as a surprise to you, was Gears of War 2, 3 and Judgment.
Oh wow!
I only actually bought the first Gears and played it, and my brother had 2, and I played a bit of it, but I never completed it. So I've never actually completed the Gears series. So that's my biggest omission. But obviously now, thanks to backwards compatibility, I will be able to play that series. But I'm going to be more sensible than I was with Halo. I'm not going to Gears myself out before 4. I'm going to play them way in advance.
That is very sensible.
That is, Right, so obviously the Xbox One is powered itself to being more as an entertainment thing as well as just, games console. So it's got a lot of other features on it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how extensive it was on 360, but what was your favourite feature of what existed?
So I think what you've touched on is actually a really accurate thing, is that it was more than gaming. It was the first time where we had this entertainment device. So, you could watch things like towards the end more so, but like Netflix and stuff like that. But I just think the favourite thing was that it actually had this home thing, this dashboard. You could buy digital games on a store, and because this was the first generation that really had it.
It was.
The Xbox did have a modem, and it did have a very slight UI, but it was just the user interface. The fact that it was more than just putting a game in and it launched. Like your old consoles, it was just it launched, and maybe you could see your save files, and that was about it.
Yeah.
So that was my favourite thing, just being able to navigate through and all these extra things like downloadable content, and being able to watch Netflix on it is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, things have moved on ever so slightly. What would you say was a missing feature from the console?
I know we did these questions beforehand, so you think I would have been planned.
Yeah.
But I can't really think of anything that was missing hugely. I suppose in hindsight now, with having the new gen, multitasking in hindsight, but the technology just wasn't there. So it wasn't so much that it was missing, because I don't think they had the capacity to do it. But once I used the Xbox One, going back to the 360, because I used it as like my upstairs machine, being able to go in and out of different applications just took so long. The PS4 and the PS3 is the same as well. You go back to your PS3 and it's just like, oh my god, it's so painful. So I think that's missing. Even though it wasn't so much missing, it's just not there.
It wasn't there. No, it wasn't during that stage, but obviously we have it better now.
We do. Much better.
Yeah, okay. So the last generation for both sides, they had their particular names for when the consoles went down. PlayStation had the yellow light of death, which I unfortunately suffered from.
Yeah.
Did you suffer from Microsoft's version, the red ring of death, at all?
Of course I did. Everyone did. Didn't they? Unfortunately mine did break. But I stupidly tried to fix it myself, which voided the warranty, which meant I couldn't send it off to Microsoft the second time round. The first time round, I sent it to Microsoft, and I did get one back. So I had 2 red ring of deaths in total, unfortunately.
Wow.
So there was a period after my second one where I actually was like, I've had enough of this. I'm converted to PS3. So there was like a brief era in around 2009, I think. For about a year, I just was purely Sony. And then I was coming back one day through Gatwick, and I just saw the Xbox 360 Elite bundled with like FIFA 11. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy that. And I went back.
Back to the previous comment of very spontaneous with our purchases.
But yeah, I did have two. And the towel trick did work, but not forever.
Yeah.
The towel, it would basically you just heat it up.
Yeah.
You would overheat it basically.
Yeah.
Which kind of,
The thought was that it was something in the soldering of all the circuits had gone, so
Yeah.
you just heat it up.
basically remelt it.
Yeah, enough so the soldering would go.
Wow.
But yeah.
I did that to my PlayStation, it didn't work for me.
No.
I just melted the back of it a bit.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
Okay, so I suppose we really should ask you what your fondest memory is for the 10 years that it was running. 10 and still going, effectively.
It's still going. I think my fondest. I think the launch day is still actually my fondest memory of the console, just because it was like such like a naughty way of being able to get hold of a like so immoral. It was like fuck all the simpletons, we're going to keep them for ourselves. But the boss approved it, and we had double discount that day as well. So I bought like 20. It was 20% off.
Wow.
Which is why I got that, and I got a HD TV, and turning the fondest memory of a console is always turning it on for the first time.
Yeah,
I feel
it is.
there were certain games.
The whole unboxing experience, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just everything looks so amazing and fresh, and I had that same thing with the PS4 more recently and the Xbox One. But yeah, the first, you can't beat the first memory. I mean, a lot of great games. Finally having a good South Park game, that's quite high up there. After years of torture, finally getting a good one, being like the big fan I am, that was pretty high up there. But you can never beat day one.
No, you can't.
That's
and
true.
it's a favourite memory for all of us, probably, for other consoles.
Yeah.
Right, and then to round out, because we've gone 10 questions for 10 years, final one, you've owned all 3 Microsoft consoles now.
Of course.
How would you rank them?
Oh, see, this is a hard question.
Obviously based on the fact that the
At
one
their
is
time.
of what you have so far, rather than
What
what
they
it
meant.
could be.
So, I think in terms of ranking it, how it is right now, Xbox One on its launch was not the console it is today. Phil Spencer's done a great job in making it back more to what the 360 was. And the fact that it's gone more back to what the 360 was kind of shows you how good. The 360 was just about video games, and that's what it wanted to be. So I think the 360 at this time is still number one for its time. Xbox One is coming up, it's doing its job, and I think it will. It slots in at. It does slot in at number 2 right now, but it has a chance to overtake the 360. But it's obviously still. It's only been this last year that it's really started to bring all these great features back. Backwards compatibility, party chat working properly, new dashboard. And it's basically the Xbox One 2.0.
Yeah,
effectively.
yeah.
And the Xbox, it wasn't a bad console, but for Microsoft, it put them on the map. It got destroyed by the PS2, but it needed to be. And it was a huge beast of a machine. Like you needed 2 people to lift. You needed 2 people to lift it.
Yeah, it was.
The control was equally huge. I would not be able to use it in my current state. But it served its purpose, and it ran out of it, became the 360. And the reason for the PS4 success now is because they learned from what not to do with the PS3, and they just looked at what Microsoft did with the 360, and it was just all about games, and that's what Sony focused on, and that's why the PS4 has become what it is. Xbox would still have that today if they hadn't tried to change. If they'd stuck with the 360's image, it would be selling 30 million, not the PS4.
But the Xbox One's going in the right direction, I feel, and I think we definitely have got.
But one thing I should have touched on very quickly that I would say is really good is the Red Ring of Death. Just going back to it, look how good it is now. How well Xbox, because that could have killed the 360 and Microsoft.
Yeah.
The fact that we not only have an Xbox One selling well, but no one did. The reason people didn't buy an Xbox One was not because of the Red Ring of Death issue.
Yeah.
So that kind of just shows you how well that company did.
Well, they managed it well, didn't they?
That was potentially the end of them in video games. You know, we've seen Sega fail for much less reason than that.
Yeah.
So that was, it's amazing to think that was still their best console, even though they had their worst experience in there as well, probably.
I think people realise that it is technology and sometimes things go wrong, but it was the way that Microsoft handled the situation. They managed it very well.
And they managed to handle it before Twitter existed. Can you imagine if social media existed when that came out?
Yes.
God.
Ooh, yeah. But no, it was good, yeah. Very
good memories.
Well, for you, yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
When the PS3 hits 10 years old, I will interview the two of you.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing as you two used it more than I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That won't be as good an episode as this, though.
It won't.
Because there'll be less me speaking. But no, very good console. Well off Microsoft. And I will continue to support you as long as you continue to bring good game consoles out. Because that's what it's all about. Yeah, fuck this entertainment media. All-in-one stuff. It's a nice additional feature.
It's nice to have, but you don't need it.
We buy them for the games.
We do buy them for the games.
So that was it. Thank you for listening to me talk, everyone. And thank you two, for interviewing me. I know this could have been a show that I could have done on my own, but it would have just felt lonely.
It's fine.
So let us know in the comments down below some of your favourite Xbox 360 memories. I'm sure you have many of them. I have many more that I could have gone into, but I don't want to bore you all to death too much. So yeah, let us know down below. But for now, Dan, Ash,
cheers guys.
Thank you. And everyone out there, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.